Yeah, because I keep forgetting. I be staring at me to make sure that I look okay, and then I have to remember that I have to look at y'all over here. I don't know if I'll ever, like, get okay with that or, like, process that, but we'll see. What's up, gang? If you don't know who I am, my name is Spiri. I'm an artist and animator who talks too much. Firstly, I want to, like, tell you guys thank you so much for all of the kind words and just looking at my visual that I put out in January. There'll be little animatics or visuals or animations that I will put in that playlist so that you can look at those. But yeah, I have intentions of like putting something like that out once a month, every month for the rest of this year. So look forward to it, and I hope they just keep getting better over time as I like keep doing them, basically, because I just got to do them. I have these little that's how the thought came up, is just like I have these little ideas or visuals that are playing in my head as I'm listening to music, and I want to put them out so bad, so I'm just gonna do it. I'm finally gonna fucking do it. For that visual, the ritual with the cute demons and everything like that, most, if not all of the visuals that I have set for this year are gonna have something to do with my demon characters and my demon show, so that's fun. I wanted it to move more, but I procrastinated and let this be a lesson in procrastination. Don't do it. Just don't fucking do it. Because yeah, I gave myself like not enough time to get it done, so then all I could really do was make like little frame by frame, or not even, no, it's not even frame by frame, it's just image by image of whatever is going on. Regardless, I really did want to like give thanks because it means a lot for the people that watch it, for the people that tell me how much they like it. I just know that I am really proud and happy with my work, and I wanted to give thanks for the people that shared their input or just looked at it. Even if you didn't share nothing, you just looked at it, I very much appreciate it. The topic that I wanted to talk about today is train wreck shows, and seeing as how when I tried to look up train wreck shows, I couldn't find anything that had like a definition. Maybe I'm the one who coined it. It's okay if I didn't, like, it's not a big deal if I didn't, and maybe I'm just not searching hard enough for like where somebody is describing a show as a train wreck show. That's what I just be calling these types of shows, and why I can't watch them. I did find this quote that said, "Sometimes it's like watching a train wreck. You're uncomfortable, but you just can't help yourself." That's a great example of what I mean when I say that a show is a train wreck show. It makes you uncomfortable, but you can't look away, or it's just like the intention of everything becoming more and more disastrous as the show goes on, so that you can't pull away from like what's going on and stuff like that, right? But me personally, I can look away from a train crash or a train wreck. I mean, I haven't been put in that position before, so maybe I'm like capping, but I feel like I would have the compulsive urge to look away, which is what I feel when I look at a train wreck show. It's just like, look away over your eyes. Like, it's just like so bad, and it sucks because like no matter how good or interesting or compelling the story could be, if it is disaster after disaster after disaster, I'm probably not going to watch it all the way through. So at some point, my breaking point will be like, it's getting too bad. I just can't. And I had some examples. I'm probably missing a lot just because, again, I am trying to stay away from this category. So if I am missing some, definitely put some down below that I can either avoid / look into. So I had Beef. That was the show that my boyfriend showed me. I didn't finish. Shameless, never seen all the way through, just saw bits and pieces. Invincible, looked at the first episode, never again. BoJack, never seen it, don't want to. And now we're getting into like close territory. Arcane was close to me just because that one specific scene that happens in like what, episode 3 or something like that, basically like the turning point, you know, when worse. I hated that scene, and it really made me not want to finish the show. But I looked at like a couple more episodes, and the storyline is riveting. Like, don't get me wrong, when I say that I can't watch these shows, I'm not saying that they're bad. They're just not good for me, and I can't watch them. Like Shameless, the characters are cool, and there's a hell of a lot of seasons and stuff like that, so I'm sure it's like notable and everything like that. The acting's good. I feel like some of the bits and pieces that I caught of like the storyline were interesting, but it's also like, this is a shit show. It's just so messy, and I don't want to be involved. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see how it could get worse. And then Beef, very interesting premise, very, very interesting. And my boyfriend was showing it to me, and I kept getting more and more uncomfortable with like the episodes as they got worse. Because I think the premise for that one is like two people have beef with each other because of some sort of like road rage thing that happened, right? Also, side note about beef, and this is a little thought in my brain that's not real, but the lady and the guy, the main characters that play the lady and the guy, and I'll put pictures up or whatever, they're like, they hate each other in the show, right? But they're also in Tuca and Birdie, and they live together and they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and I just think that that's so... it's like they reincarnated and became friends, more than friends even, and now they're birds. Which is also funny, side note, that I'm cool with Tuca and Birdie, but I can't look at BoJack, because I'm pretty sure some of the writers and creators or artists or whatever were working on both shows. I just can't look at BoJack. I feel like F is for Friends is also like a close thing, but I don't know anything about the show. I just know if it's like supposed to get progressively worse, or if things are supposed to constantly get bad, I can't look at it. It's gonna stress me out. But back to Arcane, it's a close... I'm gonna try to force myself to look at it with my boyfriend, just because, yeah, the storyline is really interesting and I get a lot of inspiration for my own creations from it. So like, I should suck it up and just look at the fucking show. But too much happened in that episode, bro, and it was all bad. And it was just like, again, not saying that these shows are bad, it's just that the things that are happening in them are really bad. And I'm an empath. As an empath, I remember I was telling one of my friends how I couldn't look at Arcane, but then I started talking about Black Mirror, and she was like, how can you look at Black Mirror but not look at Arcane? And it's like, I don't know, Black Mirror still is very much a show that'll make me uncomfortable, but they have more episodes that are focusing more on like a what if aspect of technology than anything else. Although I will say that this recent season of Black Mirror definitely made me uncomfortable and need to take breaks from each episode. And that might be it too, that the fact that each episode is like, you know, a one shot. There's not a next episode where I have to get invested in these characters again or whatever, or even more, and then something else bad happens. It's just a one shot, usually an hour. So again, Black Mirror is very much close. It was just that recent season. All the other seasons before, it'd just be like little what if scenarios or focusing more on the techno, but that stuff was heavy. That other stuff in the newer one was heavy and definitely like sent me spiraling a little bit. But that's how I feel about most train wreck shows. That's like that part of that, you know? Train wreck shows that go bad abruptly with no real notice, only one big disaster. Those kind of train wreck shows seem to be easier for me to digest. I think even my favorite game, Omori, could be classified as like a train wreck thing, because there's one really big, well, I guess depending on what routes you take, there could be more than one, but the main thing that I'm focusing on is the really big disaster that affects the rest of the thing, you know what I mean? So like, but it's only one. And even before all of that, there's like a bunch of funny stuff happening, or a bunch of cute stuff happening, or a bunch of like exposition, and it's eerie and it's not really talking. It's a slow burn. I'm okay with slow burns. Now, if it's a slow burn and then out of nowhere it just explodes, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to feel? It's just a lot. It's so heavy. So maybe that's why like I'm partially okay with Omori. Like I'm partially okay with it. I'm obsessed with it, but it could still fit in that category of something like a train wreck show, because it has this really big sudden shift, sudden thing going on, you know? The ones that have something bad happen back to back, not for me. It's not for me. It's a no for me, dog. I can't do it, bro. Again, I can see how like that can be entertaining for somebody, because, oh wow, what's gonna happen next? I can't do it. I can't do it. If you're trying to one up the bad thing that you just did in the show, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna be like, no, you did it. It's okay. I am uncomfortable. You won. The ones that get progressively more messy each episode can semi-handle, but at some point when the mess is overflowing, when the mess is too much to bear, I will turn the TV off. I just don't need to. I can simply, and that might just be in my mentality, like literally something bothers me, I will do my best to just turn away from it. I don't need to deal with it anymore. So when a show is literally bothering me, click, bye. It's gone. I said, I really can't bring myself to watch these shows. It gives me the same struggle as trying to watch stuff that gives me secondhand embarrassment. And when I say that, there's only one show specifically that comes in mind, and that's The Office. Every time Michael does something cringe or does something corny, it gives me secondhand embarrassment, and I have the instinct to grab a remote and turn the television off, regardless of if it's on a television. I'll just feel that pull of just like, oh, Michael, shut up. And I know that some people love that about him, or love the show as a whole. I've seen like certain segments of the show that don't have Michael in it, and I can look at those and sit through those, and it's a fun show. But Michael, I have issues with. And so train wreck shows and secondhand embarrassment things where I'm supposed to be like feeling the stuff or whatever, it's just not my cup of tea. It's not my thing. But you know, it's just really, really funny. And my boyfriend had brought this up when I finally like told him the way that one of my story ideas is supposed to end. Well, I guess technically both of them. They kind of classify in the department of a train wreck show that has one big bad thing that happens. So it's funny that I can't watch it, but here I am writing away something that is about that, you know? But for my stories, like, it's still a very disastrous, big, impactful, negative, not fun thing that happens, but it's much closer to the end of it. And until then, the train stays on the tracks pretty safely and soundly. Everything's fun, everything's cool and silly before it hits the shit show, you know what I mean? So again, I'm still in a way writing a train wreck show that I could tolerate or that I could be okay with. I can't do something where, ooh, we're on the train track, here's a bad thing that happens, ooh, but we managed, we have a couple of more carts left, there's another one. I can't do that shit. And it does it like 5 more times, and then there's multiple seasons. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Every time I think about how I can't like watch these train wreck shows, and when I told my boyfriend about my series and how he was like, that's a train wreck show, you're literally doing something that you don't like in your series, it just makes me think that I'm probably gonna have to get over this discomfort that I have with these kinds of shows so that I can write them properly. All in due time though. I just can't right now. And then the other thing is, like, I feel like I'm missing out on stories, all because I can't sit through whatever discomfort that the show is putting me through. And that in itself just kind of goes to show how good of writing it is. If it's making me feel like uncomfortable, like, oh my God, I would hate for this to happen to me. I don't want to know what happens next. I am quite all right. I'm going to try to get over it, all in due time. Take it one baby step at a time. I just don't think I'm going to look at BoJack though. I think there's just some shows where I quite frankly will not look at them. And BoJack is definitely one of them, but I might change my mind. I also don't like shows that are supposed to make me cry, like, constantly. I used to. Like, I was obsessed with Clannad and Clannad After Story and any other anime that could make me bawl my eyes out. I'm not into that no more. Don't put that shit up on my screen. I don't want to see Clannad. Thank you guys so much for listening to me about this. Do you, again, have any train wreck shows that, like, you know about or that would fit in the category of train wreck shows? Is there another definition or a title that I could give this other than a train wreck show or train wreck game or train wreck series, whatever you want to call it? What are you into? Can you watch these shows? Are you like able to do that? Because I know I can't, but I know that there's so many people that love those kinds of shows or are at least able to sit through and look at it. You know what I mean? I can't. It's like I'm clenching the bed or whatever thing that I'm sitting on while I'm watching it, and it's not fun. I gotta get over it. Thank you again for spending time with me and listening to me and stuff like that. Thank you guys for being a part of this channel, being a part of this community. If you want to hang out with me live, I am live on Twitch every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I've been slacking on the Sundays just because I'd be out and about, but I'll try to get back up on that. But other than that, I'd be online. If you want to hang out with me there, more than welcome to. And I'm working on a newsletter and trying to get the Discord server all tidied up. So if you want to hang out with us there, you totally should. I think that's about it. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to me and spending time with me. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.